Okay, when you reach over the other side, you could call me because I'm home, okay?
All righty. Okay then.
Heavenly Father, we see you, God, as the creator and the sustainer of the universe. Those of us who would have been blessed to learn more about vetiver grass and the importance of it, we would not keep it to ourselves, but we would pass it down to our generation. I ask in Jesus' name.
Welcome everyone here. It's brilliant to see everyone together again. I'd particularly like to recognise the presence of our sponsors, the CEO of St Vincent and the Grenadines Conservation Fund, Mr Van Burn Harry, and of course his colleague, Zalanda Moses, who is the project officer. The Vetiver Systems land contouring system that we were working with in this project was employed almost 100 years ago in this same area. And I was just recapping there about travelling down the North Leeward coast of St Vincent after the volcanic eruption and noticed quite clearly that the vetiver hedgerows had survived the volcanic eruption unharmed. And that really was the beginning of this project. That gave us the idea to then design a project for the farmers that had been badly affected by the volcanic eruption. And in the process of that, discovered the history of these original contours date back much longer than I had originally thought. Through the research of the project, we discover that they are actually a century old. And we discover that vetiver was probably here 150 or 200 years ago. The agricultural college that was set up in Trinidad in the 1930s, they used to bring all their students from all over the world to see this site as part of the teaching. So it was the showcase for tropical agriculture in the entire region. Most of you are descendants of the farmers who witnessed or was involved in planting those vetiver hedgerows all those years ago. This project is introducing you, reconnecting you with your heritage, your agri-heritage, because your grandparents and your great-grandparents were working with vetiver. The restoration work that began on the heritage site a year ago, conditions were very arduous. See, that is ash we were working in. Within about 3 weeks, they had cut a lot of the old grass, the old vetiver grass. By the 11th of July, this is how it sprung back. Isn't that beautiful?
Vetiver is a new word for me. We call them in our day lavender grass. From all reports, they were there from way back at my great-grandfather's time. We were not really conscious of the usage of the vetiver until recent time.
The name of the grass is vetiver. That's the name of it. Well, it has a scientific name, Vetiveria zizanoides. It's a long scientific name, a botanical, what you call a botanical name. It comes from India originally, and the vetiver means to dig the roots and the zizanoides means by the river. So that gives you an idea of where the grass originally, thousands of years ago, was found in India by the river. This bit is by the soil, right, by the earth. So this is the ground here. The roots go straight down, up to 15 feet, which is taller than the height of this room. This room is about 10, 11 feet. So the roots are even deeper into the earth than the height of this room. If we plant this amazing grass, we're going to plant some here, right? And then we know that the roots are going down, right? We're going to plant some more here. Over the years, the rain will come and the soil will wash down here and it starts to back up. And what the grass does is it stops that washing down. And then if you have another row here, the next row, okay? Now, over even a longer period of time, what's happening here? Over a longer period of time, the grass keeps growing up, keeps growing up, keeps growing up. What happens now? Look at this. You've got steps. Right? You've got steps in the land. Learn about how all around your community this vetiver grass has been planted over the years.
This is the North Leeward farm. This nursery is very important, right? Because when there is a need for more planting of vetiver, we can come here and get some. It have some vetiver already from since even before I born. It have a lot. And it is very important to leave them there because it do a good work in keeping the land from erosion.
We established 3 nurseries. I think the participants have seen that the supply of plants is going to be very a potential income generation in the future because there's going to be a big demand for plants. All the land and coastal restoration projects that are being funded and talked about at the moment are including vetiver grass in their strategy. So we know that it's going to be in great demand. This was planted 3 months ago, right? And you're going to be able to see how well it's grown. And remember to think about how it, because it's in a very sunny, nice sunny spot here and we had a lot of rain, it's done really, really well. We're going to demonstrate how to cut it so that when yours is 3 months old, you do the same thing. The reason we cut it at 3 months is to stimulate the root growth. Because you know, when you cut a plant, you put it into like a survival mode. And then the roots start to get stronger to push back up, right? So that's why we're cutting. We let the leaves stay at about 1 foot, 12 inches, and we cut from there. Okay? You can lay this down in your vegetable bed, stop the weeds growing and to protect the soil. Now you're getting some hot sun. This will protect your soil from drying out too much.
Actually use the leaves of the grass, this bit. You could cut it up and make it into mulching, and then you put it around the plant's root so it keeps the plant cool when the sun is really hot.
Do you know sometimes you look out into the sea when it's raining heavily and it's all brown in the sea? That is all the topsoil that's washing down and through the river and into the sea. You know, actually, that brown should not be there. The topsoil should not be in the ocean. It should stay up in the land because we need it, okay? When it goes into the ocean, it harms the coral reefs and the fish. So how many different uses have we got of the plant already?
Let's stop landslide.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Vincent.
The roots, when the roots go down, they form like a wall. You know? It back up, the water back up there, so it come like a natural irrigation. There are some places where you won't be able to plant in the dry season. If you add the vetiver grass there, you will be able to plant because it's a natural irrigation.
We have learned the use of the vetiver. Before we thought it was just a grassland. But we have since learned the use of the vetiver, especially when it comes to soil preservation. It helps to trap our soil, and I am seeing already, even those that were planted in recent times, I am seeing how effective they are.
I have been here for the past almost 10 years. And over the years, I've been having the embankments have been eroding and eroding. And since we've started this project, I'm seeing less erosion. It's evident. At this time of year, we would have seen the dry weather taking its toll on the vegetation. But now, since these grass are here, it's quite evident. The place is still green.
It's true.
It's obvious.
Natural irrigation.
And yes, I'm exposed to the wrath of the sun on evenings. I can't stay here on afternoons, late afternoons, I have to run. It's too hot, I just can't stay here. But since the grass it's like they've been saved by the vetiver.
I am seeing that if you really have vetiver in place, all the back walls that you have from time to time and land washing away would be avoided. The vetiver would take that job because the vetiver goes down. It doesn't need the top part of this top area. It goes down to the bottom. 16 feet is it's quite a foundation. And it remains there. It's not washing away. Vetiver remains there, and I love it.
I'm glad I planted vetiver grass because of the erosion that I used to get in the land, the water washing it away. And since I have planted vetiver grass, it has keep up the land a lot. It's just sometime last week I'm showing my husband watch how the root of those down, how they stick together and looking nice so the water can't run through. And then in the dry weather, I have some pepper down to the bottom with the vetiver grass plant at the bottom, and it keep them real green and nice. So I know the use of the vetiver grass, the purpose of it, and the real use what it done to the land.
Our target was to have trained 20 farmers. We eventually trained 34. The training with the A-frame, very, very important because vetiver must be planted on contour if it's going to be effective. And we had 3 workshops that we were able to integrate the workshop activities Here you have the participants sorting the plants and planting, and we were able to link that with the restoration of the heritage site.
I'm actually the youngest farmer on the Vetiver project, the Vetiver family, so I'm actually quite proud of that and looking up to the other farmers because they actually know quite a lot more than me. So, you know, it's quite interesting learning from each individual farmer because it's been really exciting and like eye-opener. It's inspired me in so many ways and like my day-to-day life, and I think we're actually making a big step in a good way. The environment is at stake and we need to do something now. Where the grass is going across in a straight line?
Yes, please.
Right, we actually use an A-frame. the information that we was trying to get to them, and I feel that they got it. Yeah, they got the information. Yeah.
Well, the experience was very good, right? And the children was very excited and this too. But I hope they learn a lot so that they can take it on to their parents, and even within themselves, they can keep it. So when they come elder, they could try and plant out or do something with the vetiver.
Remember how many uses it had? Do you remember? 9. We added an extra one, irrigation. We used the medium of tours to foster the community awareness about the Vetiver systems. We started with some tours just with the project participants because they'd been working in their own farms and they hadn't seen what everyone else is doing, right? So they went touring around each other's farm sites, and that was just incredible. The interaction, the observations, the sharing of knowledge, and the inspiration and the ideas that came out of it.
Well, the tours there was very splendid. If I tell you, spectacular. I learned a lot from the tour. And the thing that I learned from the tour is like every time you go on a tour, like you're learning something all the time, all the time. And I feel proud about it, right? But being together as a unit with the tour is very spectacular. I even tell I love it, I love it.
I'm a farmer myself as well, so what I'm learning here, I incorporate it back on my land, where I'm itself. Like it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have them great guys here to working with. Miss Rude, the best coordinator ever.
When we look at the essence of the project itself, the focus of all our activities has been on prevention of soil erosion. The quality of the soil impacts our crop yields as farmers. Our crop yields then impact our livelihoods. By extension, that will impact the livelihood of our communities. And by extension, the food security in the island, the agricultural sector, therefore that would impact the national economy and, by further extension, climate change mitigation.
We in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have never seen a project like this because we're using the Vetiver Systems Technology and we're integrating it with farm practices in the farmland itself. This is a first in St. Vincent and possibly in the Eastern Caribbean, a project of this nature. And the project is so unique that it not only touches on soil conservation and restoration, but it also touches on the socioeconomic aspects of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It also marks the birth of a revival of the Vetiver Systems Technology in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a practice that we've lost. Now it's back again, it's resurfaced, and thanks to Vonnie and Hand2EARTH, that we can now build on this and we can go forward even stronger. I have had the opportunity to go on one of the tours with you and the prisoners up at Belle Isles as well. And it was amazing to see the kind of yield that you can get using the Vetiver system in farming. So this project is now going to be our flagship.
Thank you.
This project is generating awareness, knowledge, sharing of local knowledge as well. Very important that we connect with rural communities and we have that level of support. The Conservation Fund, they're able to step in quickly and work with community groups to address a number of the important issues that are affecting us now as it relates to the environment and climate change. It's important that we try to see how we can utilize the available resources we have locally through agencies such as yours, and I want to commend you again for your work, and with Vonnie and the local team, see how we can get some of these things done. And it's how important these things are that affect livelihood and also lives. Why I'm here today. It's very important. And it starts with all of us here at a local level. Building our knowledge, our awareness about what these things are. And this project, I think, is a very wonderful opportunity for us to start that conversation within the communities. And all of us have to work collectively to do that. Happy to see you. All right. God bless. Thank you.
Our information booklet about Vetiver. It's been produced as part of our community education component of the project. The farmers, my brothers and sisters, of all the projects that I've done, and there are many now with Hand2Earth and Vetiver, this one has really been the most fulfilling and the one that I would want to keep working with you all into the future. I love you. Thank you so much. Yeah, love you all and blessings.